where am I gonna go with this channel? I've made this type of video before. Um, I don't see much growth here. It is cool to have a few people who have watched my videos throughout the years, and I urge you to follow me on X, Twitter, Steve Kramer, uh, Enslaved Ones, just like you see on here. It's not really hard to find me. If you follow me, please send me a DM so I know who you are. Tell me who so I can follow you back. I definitely appreciate the support from my base followers, subscribers who have been intrigued by my thoughts throughout the years. I uploaded a video and it was just basically somebody made a cartoon. It's really cool. It's pretty much talking about the history of money, and I think that every child should see it. Uh, the evolution of it to explaining about Bitcoin. Um, I'm not a crypto bro, and when I talk about Bitcoin, it's just to try to put knowledge out there for people so they don't get left behind. I think that um, people are going to be able to buy Bitcoin for sure, but they're going to not get as much as they could. I just see a supply shock, and um, a lot of people are going to be left out. But I do what I can um, to try to spread the message. A lot of people are skeptical of it, and this is not financial advice or anything like that, but um, I think it's important to do your research on Bitcoin, um, and understand what it is. There's different ways to invest in Bitcoin. You don't have to actually custody it yourself. You can invest in like companies like I said, not financial advice. MicroStrategies, ARK Investments. I don't know if you can invest into BlackRock, but if you can, that would be one. Um, or you can buy the ETFs from BlackRock, which is like when you buy the ETF, you don't actually own the Bitcoin. It's just like the paper version of it. BlackRock owns it. So like my Bitcoin they can't take. It's in cold storage. So like if you get it, make sure you take it off in the exchange, find a good wallet to go with. I like Exodus. It might not be good forever. Bitcoin might not be good forever. I think it's going to be good for at least the next 5 years. Probably the next 20 at least. And the reason I say 5 because of quantum computing, but like honestly, like if computers can figure out the codes and the keys of Bitcoin, it's going to be able to figure out, what they've said, all of our passwords. It's going to be able to pretty much hack anything. So like definitely there'll probably be regulations on that. So yeah, I think at some point in the future, like 20 years from now, most of the jobs will probably be gone and be automated by robots anyway. But yeah, I think that like what I want to do, here's my plans, is on every platform I'm stagnant. And it's quite clear that no big fish is gonna come and lift me up at this. That's the only way I think, besides this other thing I'm going to explain. And it hasn't happened. I see these big fish. They like what I say on X. You know, they block me. So I'm obviously being seen. The ones that are like me, they don't follow me and they don't retweet a lot of my stuff. So it's kind of like I'm stagnant. And everything that I have, all my followers I have gained on X, I haven't paid for. So and my following is pretty much stagnant. You know, I lose followers, I gain followers. It's probably bots, and um, I just I want to go where I feel like I'm actually moving forward into something, uh, and I think from my evolution of being a content creator, I need to interact with people more instead of just like talking to a camera. So my plan is to start hosting spaces on X. You know, what I assume will be I'm probably just going to be talking to myself, which is cool. I can kind of, um, I'll probably just like have a subject, you know, like I post a video on here, put it out there, and just start talking, have it recorded. And then after I'm done talking about whatever I'm talking about, then I'll let people come up and join the conversation. Um, and then we can try to gauge back and forth. I need to get more comfortable engaging with people back and forth. I need to get more comfortable with dealing with criticism real time. I mean, I think I'm pretty solid um, in real life. But the thing is, I do lack confidence sometimes, especially like with the big fish. And that's something that will um, it'll what is that? It's kind of like the red pill guys say, go and cold approach all these different girls and get rejected, and then you get immune to the rejection. And I think that's something that I need to do in order for me to grow on my own at this point, because it doesn't matter. I can be a reply guy and on X and get you know whatever. I'm not really growing as fast as I want. I pretty much been stagnant at 13,000 followers for like 6 months. It's been a while, man. It's when you're sitting in stagnation, and it's like, and I've said before, like followers are just a status symbol, but for instance, okay, when somebody comments or likes something that I said, there's so many fake profiles out there. I have to click on their profile to make sure they are who they are. You know, they could have the blue check or whatever, but like when I click on the profile, I can see they have so many followers, and that gives them credibility because the typical one is Elon Musk. There's so many of those bots. It looks just like them, and then you click on the profile, and you see it's like a couple hundred followers or something like that, or 30 followers. And you're like, yeah, I kind of figured that was going to happen, but when a big time creator comments or interacts anytime, like with a like or whatever, you want to make sure they are who they are. So the followers actually mean something in that aspect when it comes to like recognition and stuff like that. So like at this point like I can stay where I'm at and just kind of been doing what I'm doing and being the small voice, or I can up my game. And because here's the thing is like, yes, I want to go on to the bigger podcasts. I want to go into, I've always wanted to go on big podcasts, people with big followings, podcasts. And in order for me to do that, I have to feel comfortable interacting real time, talking about in-depth conversations rather than just a text. I have to be able to respond quickly with my voice, and I need to get better with my speaking. So I think that hosting spaces on X is an excellent way for me to do that. I mean, I've already make myself look bad sometimes. You know, I sometimes I'm embarrassed, like, oh, I made that song. Ugh, it's kind of but that's where I think the future is. You know, when I posted a, I think I already talked about this. Sometimes I forget what I just talked about. But the video I put up, talking about crypto and money, but what happened was like YouTube took it down, and it's kind of like, you know, I just put out a, I should probably upload that video of me saying that all my music is copyright free. Anything that is created under enslaved ones or the record label, Rebellion Records, is copyright free. You can use, you can cover, you can use in videos, you can um, rewrite the song and talk crap about me or whoever, whatever you want to do, remix it, and then distribute it on your own. The only thing I ask for that is just credit to where you got the original. That's the only thing I ask. Like, I don't care, because what I think is like copyrights inhibit creative expression, and it's just for money. Like, and people should get a cut of what they do for sure. And then that's why I'm like, okay, NFTs are a good thing in the future, but it's like if you use somebody's creation and then you innovate it, well, the originator should get some credit too, whether that's name recognition or some type of monetary payout. Um, so, you know, it's like, here's the thing. So the more listens I get on my music, the more money I make. So like, I don't. I want my stuff to be color. Like, I'm listening to some of the songs I've created, and I'm like, ew, that's horrible. It's not what I would. It's like a filler song. It's just like an idea, and somebody comes along and they make it into a beautiful work of art. They take the lyrics, they take the background, they just make it way better than I did. Because like, people have to understand is like, I've done everything on my own without help from anybody. So like, people sit here and disparage me about my books. They can disparage me about my music. But you have to understand of how I've created everything, and I haven't had help from anybody. It's all been self-taught. And like, anybody can do it. But for the people talk about like the quality, or, you know, oh, like my book, the grammar, the grammar is horrible. Like my second book, I wanted the format a certain way. When I uploaded it, it's my songs and lyrics. What happened was it didn't turn out the way I wanted to, so it's all messed up. And I'm like, I'm just gonna leave it like that. And nobody's listening, nobody's reading it anyway. I only put it out there just because. So it's a lazy way of putting everything out there without having to go through the process of going on Spotify and uploading everything manually. At some point, AI will be able to do that, but it's like, I'm not getting the attention on it. So why would I waste my time if it's not getting attention? And then I think that like the human element of it, of, you know, like my videos, I don't edit them. I just pretty much talk. There's a human element, and this is what I do on X. Is like, people always complain about my grammar, they complain about my spelling, and it's like, okay, I messed up one little word, but because I autocorrected by itself. But if you can't figure out the message, I don't know what to tell you. It's like, it's the message. The grammar, okay, my grammar is not perfect. It probably will never be perfect. I think that I've come along. If people understood my story, where I've come from, the situation, everything like that. I don't think they would hound me on the grammar thing. I think the grammar thing is kind of like it's my human side, man. Like if everything was perfect, okay. Listen, if I wanted to on X, what I could do is just every post, every reply, I can just write something, put it in the AI, and be like, make this perfect, and then send it. But I think that's not authentic, and I think a lot of people do that. So yeah, my stuff's not perfect. There's flaws. I'm sitting here uploading some of my lyrics, some of my poems to AI and asking it what it thinks or explaining. And it's like it's really, really cool to see the explanation AI comes up with different scenarios in each poem, the different parts it breaks it down, and then I'm like, rate it 1 out of 10, and it's like most of my poems are like 6 to 8. Uh, you know, and I think that's pretty solid. Most of my poems, and of course, I have some like threes, but for the most part, like 6 to 8, I think that's pretty good. Maybe it's not, um, but I feel pretty good about that. Seeing that, like AI isn't real. Well, I mean, what people have to understand about AI is it has access to so much information off the internet, and it compiles everything, and and it can tell you so many different things, and it's getting better and better. I I might still post maybe shorts on here or something. I see a cool video, but I really don't see the point of like really using this anymore. I really don't. I think I might make one more video or maybe possibly two, but the last video I definitely want to make is to my sons. Something that I don't want them to watch until after my passing. Hopefully I pass before they do. And anybody else that watches it could probably benefit them and help them as well. And that's what I'm trying. I strive to try to get to the truth about things, and I try to be fair and balanced. That's the big thing, is I just try to be fair and balanced with information. I don't. Okay, so like the new algorithm on X, they're gonna really reward people for positive posts. And I could sit there and be fake like I am at work and have a filter. And I can do that. Yeah. And then like probably be compensated really well. But I don't want to. I like being myself. On X, I feel like I can be myself. Whether that's like negative, criticizing people, criticizing myself, whatever. And I just feel more free to be able to not say everything I want to say, but like it's definitely better than here. And I'm not saying like it's perfect on X. I'm not saying that, but it's definitely better than this. Way better than this. I feel like I'm at work where I have to like really filter what I say. And on X I feel like I can like hold back less. So I definitely urge everybody to, if you follow me, if you subscribe to me and you like my content, follow me on X. Like I said, hit me up with a DM so I know who you are and I'll follow you back. I only follow people, and my following, the people I follow are either really important people at the time, somebody I might be trying to create a community with, maybe local politicians, some big politicians, or like people who have influenced me, um, or like authors, like a lot of authors that I've listened or read their books. I really like them. So I don't want to just like follow. It's kind of like a special thing for somebody, even though I'm a nobody. When people see my following, it's like there's not really there's not really a place I could just put like all these different inspirational people I respect, or like all the different books I've read, so people would be like, oh, okay, that makes sense. So I kind of go along with that. Not saying that one day I'm not gonna like follow a lot of people. I'm gonna have already done that. Like, that's how I got the followers I have, is I followed a lot of MAGA people and they followed me back. And I decided to delete all of them for follow. Like, I unfollowed a lot of them. Like, they weren't interacting with my stuff. I'm just being like, I don't know if it's the algorithm. I'm just like being like, just because I'm a small creator. But you know, part of the reason that people make content is to get exposure. That's part of the reason. It's not the full reason. You know, I'm what I was trying to say about like the new algorithm is I'm still gonna be myself. I'm still gonna be myself on there, you know, and people can be fake and continue to be monetized, and I'm probably gonna be at the same spot. But I think that what will really boost me is hosting X Spaces. And like I said, I think that when I first start out, it'll probably be just me talking to myself. You know, I might have somebody like pop in or something like that for a second and then pop out. And then hopefully I can start getting a bigger community, get more people to follow, and then like bigger people come in, creating more of a bigger spaces. Because you know, I think that the information I try to spread is good information, and that's what I try to. At the end of the day, I want to help people. You know, I'm sitting here posting things on Facebook. So what happened was, like, on Facebook, I deleted a lot of people after I left, a lot of ex co-workers and stuff like that. When I moved out of the state of Michigan, so I just figured I'm never gonna see them again. Like, whatever. And then I came back and I decided to add a lot of them back. And then I've been posting stuff about, you know, crypto or positive things like that try to help you, books I recommend. Nobody engages. So it's like, I want to help people. And then that's the thing, is I want to, but you know, you have to find people who want to, you know, have information, to gain information. So like, I think that would probably be my best bet going forward, is to not really, you know, whatever I was gonna post on here, or whatever video I was thinking about making on here, just go on Spaces and make it there. Just talk about what I need to talk about on there. At some point, it will be video form. It'll probably be like having Zoom at some point, where people can see me like a video. Elon's already talked about it, and then like people like co-hosts or people I bring up, like also like their videos pop up too. I don't know, man. I'm just trying to spread a message. I make music so people, you know, I made like all these different. It's really hard to get people to engage, listen, when you're not a big figure. And that's the only way for people to take you with respect. I mean, if you're hypothetically, let's say like you're on X with me, right? So you're on X and you have probably, let's say you have 1,000 followers. You get yourself 1,000 followers. Well, if somebody like starts engaging with your profile that has 350,000 followers, like, that's automatically gonna boost your profile to some extent, especially like if they follow you, they retweet you, they do these types of things, and they like engage with whatever post. That's gonna make you like, that's gonna really give you a boost, and it's gonna be like, wow, this person is a prominent figure. You know, And that's what I want to do. What the goal would be to get a big following and then start bringing people up. I can't bring anybody up. I started to try. What I was doing was I would be like, hey, I would tag somebody in a post and say, hey, give this person a follow. And then I would pin it to my comment, to my profile. And the pin thing is that's the first thing people see. But it really didn't do much because I'm really a nobody. But if I had a big follow, I could start bringing people up. And I think a lot of these content creators are just afraid of bringing people up because they're afraid of being looking at them as competition. And I think that it's a good thing to bring other people up. I really don't want to be in the spotlight. At this point, when I was younger, I did. And then, you could say, oh, you're making videos. Well, I try to be balanced. I try to be fair. And this is, me making videos like this, putting my face out here, putting my name, makes me very vulnerable. When you see a lot of people that don't do that. So I try to just be authentic. So yeah, I like I said, I'm going to make the content that I make on here, but I definitely want to make it on the spaces. Because like I said, I don't see much progress here. The only reason why I have 1,500 followers on here is because I made one video that had 400,000 views. One short. That's it. I had I was sitting at 350 subscribers for 6 years, 7 years. And I made that and all of a sudden, boom. But since then, what has that been? Probably 2 years ago? It's been stagnant. Even though I put up shorts, it's still stagnant. So I'm competing, and I get it. I'm competing with all these other creators, but I also feel like I'm being suppressed as well because of my content. So I feel like on X I have more flexibility than I do on here, and that's it. So it'd be cool if you made it this far. Follow me on there so I can follow you back. I have to know who you are. There's a certain amount of people that I know that I recognize that I will follow back to. If you're just a random person that sees this out of the blue, I'm not going to, follow you back or whatever. But if there's a people that have watched my content. I make videos like this, 9 views. 5 views, whatever. Well, it's got to be the same. I see them coming in. When I see them comment, I try to interact with them. I try to. So, yeah, that's it.